someone from another country where they don't speak Swahili, I think it's when you use English. But at all times, I think we should embrace our local dialects. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tolbert, what do you think? Because it is a very controversial thing, the fact that right now, if you were to stand somewhere and use your local dialect to address this nation, people would think unajaribu kutuchezea. Yet that is what he advocated for. Do you find it that that is a bit too controversial?
It depends on how you look at this thing. For my case, I think each and every one of us has an identity. Ngugi is one person who faced the brutality of the days. He faced the colonial brutality to the highest level. He was chased here and there. And when now he gained independence, he still faced the new colonialism and the brutality of the same day. So I think from the way he used to use his language, he felt like the English is the language of the whites. And now I have my own language. So according to Ngugi, he believed in his own language. But again, things change. Ngugi was somehow stagnant to changes because at one point, if we are moving from one point to another, we have to change with the situations and the time. It wasn't bad when he is using his own language, but then at one point, you will always need to interact and mingle with others. We keep learning, and in any case, we have to learn by incorporating each and every one of us.
Mark, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that that's probably one of the most controversial things that he chose to do, the fact that he insisted on his Kikuyu language?
No, I think the conceptual ideas about Ngugi wa Thiong'o of us Africans taking so much pride in our own native languages is something that I think personally, conceptually first I didn't agree with him, but over time I saw the sense around it. I think in the contemporary world, the challenge with it is the politicization that comes around it, right? Because there is nothing wrong having pride in your own identities, because language is also just one of the metrics that we tend to connect to our own personal cultures. I think the challenge comes in now when our ethnical languages are then used as a means of then dividing us. Then I think at that juncture now it becomes now something that is it becomes something of controversy. But by bygones, I think Austin will agree. We normally say at Alliance it will used to be said strong to serve. So let his spirit long live.
Okay.
Yes.
Allow me to welcome Ken Babu to the panel. Ken Babu is a National Youth Chairperson, DAP-K. DAP is it's the only Democratic Party. The full name, I keep forgetting. DAP, Democratic Action Party. Karibu sana Ken Babu. Also, karibu sana Cynthia Sienwa, political commentator. Most of the front pages today are just paying tribute to Ngugi wa Thiong'o, even the cartoons, and that's where we were just before you came in. And I gave the three gentlemen an opportunity to also pay tribute to this gentleman. So, Ken, you go next.
I think, thank you so much, and I've heard what my colleague Banks have mentioned about the legendary Ngugi wa Thiong'o, and I concur with them that and I'll just say that the guy lived his life fully. He contributed that which he could contribute, and we honor his legacy. Then we also need to pick some 1, 2, 3 from what he did, so that we can also progress with the journey and also put a legacy that we can put in this country.
Yes, as a young Kenyan right now, most young Kenyans, Gen Zs, are very averse to using their mother tongue. He was very strong and insistent when it came to his Kikuyu language. What do you make of that? And do you think that that is something that you can pick from him?
I think mother tongue is something that we cannot run away from. And I keep calling myself Nakwa Leonida Awino, to mean that I'm the grandson of my grandmother, Leonida Awino. You see, this is where we come from. When now darkness settles and everybody relaxes.
Can allow me to cut you short there. I'll come back to you. We need to fix something about your audio. Probably let's go to Cynthia. What would you say about this fallen gentleman?
I think Ngugi wa Thiong'o is an inspirational man. It wasn't easy for him to have chosen a path of writing so much post-colonialism. And it's a path that many would not have chosen during that moment because there were a lot of battles about what he was writing about. For example, in his book, Decolonizing the Mind, he insisted on why then do we focus on the language of the colonialists when we have our own local languages. And so I would say that even as we mourn him, we are mourning an icon, especially in the literary world. I am a literature student. I read very many of his books in university, and I've just been thinking that because many lecturers actually choose to use his books because of the context of the writings and how they resonate so much with the society that we live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'll just say, may he rest in peace. And he was an inspirational man, and we have picked lessons from what he did. Of course, you can't have it all because right now there's a lot going on about how he lived his life and how his family viewed him. But then you can't have it all. So we have picked what we have picked from him, and we choose to move forward with it.
Politically, given the fact that right now there's this context of Kenyan politics vis-a-vis the Gen Zs and what they feel about how this country is run, many may feel that Ngugi wa Thiong'o, probably his writings, I don't know, do they resonate with you and the current situation? His writings, most of them come from the 1960s, 70s, and the 80s, when the situation was very different and most of you were not even born.
Yeah.
Do you feel that some of his works actually resonate with what we are facing right now?
They actually do. They resonate a lot with what we're facing right now. It may be that most of his works are from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and because most of us were not even born then.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as you get to read through his works, you will realize that, because even right now in Kenya, we're still facing post-colonialism. Yeah, it's something that we can see actually in how things are done. And from his works, then we can know how then do we move forward, even as Gen Zs, because the revolution is not about Gen Zs. The revolution is about the world. Gen Zs have just put themselves on the front line for the revolution, but it's not for them. It's for every other Kenyan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Tolbert, there's a lot to learn from Ngugi wa Thiong'o. The fact that he faced governments of the day head on, the same way that young Kenyans are doing right now.
Yes.
Do you feel there's anything? Because you look at his picture and he's a very old guy. And